Did you know an extreme religious group has been secretly influencing what we eat for the last 50 years? Most people have no idea who's behind it or why. This has misled us to believe that certain foods are bad for us when they're actually good for us. Not only that, this religious group has been designing these scientific studies to align with their religious beliefs, and thus their preferences. This religious group is the Seventh-day Adventists, and they have this university called Loma Linda Institute in California that is behind much of the nutritional research in this country from the last 50 years. The reason why science claims that meat is so bad for you is because of the Seventh-day Adventist funded research. It's actually not bad for you. Meat is a really important part of human nutrition. The big brain that thought of veganism is only possible because of 2 million years of meat eating. How do we know this? One, we have early human samples. All of them clearly ate a ton of meat. They have very high levels of nitrogen isotopes. That means they ate a ton of shellfish, they ate a lot of meat, and they definitely were not vegan. These manipulative studies have led to a huge number of issues. The reason why heart disease is so common now is because these shadowy interests, and also Coca-Cola and Pepsi, directed science to not say, hey, eating a ton of sugar is not good for your heart, it's going to cause diseases. What they actually said was, these healthy fats like butter, tallow, and such are what are causing heart disease. The reason why we have such incredible rates of heart disease in this country is because these shadowy interests guided our science. They didn't let us actually study the real thing. We now know this. There's a ton of lines of evidence that meat is actually good for us. For example, we actually have the gut acidity of a carrion feeder, as in basically like a vulture or something like that. That's a very high level of gut acidity that's really difficult to maintain. The reason why we have that is because we use our big brains to drive predators off of their prey that they have just killed. But it's been sitting in the sun, and then we take some of the meat and eat it, and we don't get sick and die because we have this very high level of gut acidity. In conclusion, be careful where you gather your information. Not everything is what it seems.